It was supposed to be just another business trip. I didn't believe in ghosts, let alone hauntings. But when I checked into the old hotel, I had no idea I was about to experience something that would change my life forever. It started innocently enough. I arrived late at the hotel, a small, vintage establishment that had seen better days. The receptionist, an older woman with tired eyes, handed me a key for room 217 without a word. There was something unsettling about the way she handed it over, but I dismissed it as nothing more than a quirky hotel routine. The room was dark, cold, and had a musty smell that clung to the old wallpaper. But exhausted from my flight, I decided to settle in. I didn't notice the cracked mirror in the corner or the strange stain on the carpet. Small things that might have caught my attention on any other day, but not tonight. I quickly unpacked and collapsed into the bed. I hadn't even set my phone to charge before I drifted off to sleep. Around 2 a.m. I woke up to the sound of soft whispering. At first I thought it was the wind or maybe my imagination playing tricks, but then it became clearer. It was like a low, raspy voice murmuring my name. I froze. No one else was supposed to be in the room, and I hadn't heard anyone knock on my door. My heart raced. I turned to look around, but the room was still, the whispering now replaced by an eerie silence. The next morning I was a little shaken, but chalked it up to stress. But as I went about my day, something strange lingered at the back of my mind. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. That afternoon, I decided to ask the receptionist about room 217, just to ease my nerves. She went pale the moment I mentioned it. Receptionist, VO. You didn't hear the stories? I didn't know what she was talking about, but I was eager to find out. She told me that room 217 had a history, something they didn't often discuss with guests. Years ago, a man had checked into that room. He was a writer, much like myself, and he was known to stay up all night working on his novel. But one morning, housekeeping found his room in disarray. His typewriter was still on the desk, but he was gone. There were no signs of a struggle, no clues about his disappearance. The only thing they found was a piece of paper on the typewriter, a final sentence that made no sense. The last words I wrote were not my own. I didn't think much of it at the time, but that night, as I sat working in my room, I began to feel strange. My thoughts felt blurry, like someone else was in my head, steering my ideas. Suddenly I couldn't control my fingers on the keyboard. My hands typed the words faster than I could read them, and my mind raced, unable to stop it. When I looked at the screen, my heart stopped. The last words I wrote were not my own. I jumped out of my chair, my breath quick and shallow. The room grew cold again. I looked around, but nothing seemed out of place. Then I heard it. The whispering, only this time it was louder. The voice spoke in a calm, almost familiar tone. "John, you're not going anywhere." Before I could react, my phone buzzed on the desk. The message was from an unknown number, just one line. "You're next." Suddenly, the door to my room slammed shut on its own, and the lights flickered. I was trapped. And then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw something move in the reflection of the mirror. It wasn't my own reflection.